Okay, welcome everyone to Deus Ex. Good morning. So more people are probably familiar with. Oh, wait a second. According to this, it's not picking up the game audio. Okay. Maybe it was on the wrong scene or something. I'm not sure. Maybe I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Anyways, so more people are probably familiar with the newer Deus Ex games like Human Revolution and Mankind Divided than they are with the OG game. Deus Ex came out in 2000. This was before, like, get to see a little. It was a little prescient with some stuff that they just kind of accidentally wrote into the game that ended up happening. But this was at a time when like aliens and conspiracies were kind of in popular culture. You know, like alien abductions and Bigfoot and Loch Ness monster and that kind of stuff, because people didn't have cameras in their phones all the time to actually everything was grainy photos and just tall tales, and like X-Files was huge at the time, and it's spin-offs of Lone Gunman, which lasted like 6 episodes, but then Millennium, that was a different type of conspiracy, but also a shadowy conspiracy story, and well, I guess the second season mainly. We don't talk about the third season, but anyways, this came out in that era of pop culture, which hits different nowadays, and I know there's a lot of people complain about conspiracy stuff nowadays being all anti-Semitic and stuff like that. We won't get into that. I'm not qualified to discuss that, but at the time it was seen as this was just kind of stuff floating around in the ether. So anyways, the general gist of the story is that it takes place in a time where things are going post-apocalyptic. Oh, like we just explained. It explains the stuff at the beginning. I don't need to talk about it. So I have not played the training in a very long time, but it does kind of give an introduction to everything. So we're gonna start with that. And for reference, I am playing a mod called Shifter.
I figured you'd be sick of drills by now. Hopefully our training exercises will be more interesting than what they've had you doing at the academy.
I think it's safe to turn off RTSS. Actually, I'll do that right now. Hang on. And I was saying I am running a mod called Shifter, which alters a few things. It boosts a couple of the biomods that you get, but mainly I like to use it for 2 reasons. Like, one is that it gives more experience for doing certain things, and it gives you experience for doing things that the original game does not. And then 2, if you play the game stealthily and non-lethally through the first part of the game, you get a weapon called the Blackjack, which is a very powerful non-lethal weapon. It's a very powerful version of the baton, which means you can one-shot people in the back to knock them out. Stronger enemies that you encounter through the game, which makes stealth easier through the middle and end game portions of the game.
Open the door by clicking the right mouse button. The right button uses items in the world. The key on the desk
Whoa,
opens encryption-based nanotech locks. When you pick it up, it will automatically be added to your keyring. Use the keyring to unlock the door and proceed to the next area.
And another thing I want to note is that I am using the New Vision graphics mod, which means that it's going to, it looks different. This is not what the original actual game looks like. In addition, I am using...
You're going to get a lot of equipment during these exercises. Press F1 at any time to access the inventory screen, which will let you add and remove items from the tool belt. Press F2 to view your current goals and any notes you may decide to take. On a typical mission, a UNATCO agent's objectives are logged electronically so that he can stay on task at all times.
I am using the direct...
Now pick up a weapon and try to break open those crates. One of them's indestructible, but the others contain things you might find useful.
Using the DirectX 10 renderer from Kinti, which adds things like reflective floors and changes the lighting a little bit. And in addition, I made a custom remapping for this for Rewisaid on a controller that I'm trying out. I'm going to see how it works and if I like it or not.
Pick up the lockpick and use it to open the door. Lockpicking takes time and expends the self-assembling resources of modern lockpicks. Just be patient and remember your training. At higher skill levels, you won't need as much time or lockpick resources to pick a lock.
I might switch back to keyboard.
Doors have two strength values. The door strength tells you how much damage the door takes before being destroyed. The lock strength tells you how many lockpicks will be required to pick the lock. Some doors have an infinite strength and an infinite lock strength. That means you have to find a key. The code to the door has been stored in that data cube. Right-click on the data cube to read the contents, then type the code into the keypad. You activate the keypad with the right mouse button, just like you activate a data cube or any object in the world. Use the disposable multi-tools on the table to hack the keypad up ahead. A multi-tool's resources are finite. When a tool is depleted, it becomes useless. The manual describes other uses for the multi-tool. At higher skill levels, you'll need less time and multi-tool resources to hack a given device.
I'm here to pick up all munitions and equipment. Thanks for the cooperation, Agent.
Lying in front of you is a brave cadet who volunteered to be rendered unconscious for this next training exercise. Highlight and search him to find the key to the medical room. Afterward, pick up his body and place it on the medical table so that one of my aides can revive him once the exercise is over. Good work. I'll get someone down there immediately to revive Private Winslow. Move on to the next area. You can bet this won't be the last time we send you into a dark room. Turn on your light augmentation and find the exit on the other side. Just press F12 by default. If you used up some bioelectric energy getting through the dark area, for example, this contraption can charge you back up. Congratulations, you completed Phase 1. Move over the ramp into the next rooms to begin learning movement skills. We'll be watching you through the cameras, like the one you can see up in the corner. In the field, remember that terrorists sometimes use cameras like this in their security grids to set off alarms and alert guards to your location. Jump across the platforms. You'll have to crouch to get under those pipes. If you fall, use these stairs to begin again. You need to go through the door up ahead, but it's blocked. Those wooden crates are too big to jump and too heavy to lift, so use the metal crates near the wall to build steps. To pick up a crate, walk up to it so that it highlights. Then hit the right mouse button. To drop something you're holding, you can press the tab key by default. Now go up the ladder at the other end of the room. By default, you look up and use the arrow keys to climb. We get some complaints about this swimming obstacle because the water's contaminated. Recruits forget to grab the hazmat suit and end up in my office. Not pretty. Or they forget that they have to put the suit on by selecting it and pressing the left mouse button. Remember that the hazmat is disposable. You can wear it only once, and it operates only for a fixed duration. Use the ramp on the other side of the pool to climb out. Medical bots, normally used for quick healing, are of particular interest to you, JC, because you need a bot's help to install new augmentations. If you took any damage during the swing, now's a good time to get patched up.
Hand in your equipment. That's right. No cheating.
Who are you? Are you actually gonna take it?
You aren't done yet.
Okay. I guess I am in fact cheating.
Welcome to the combat training area. I am Günther Hermann, and I will be monitoring your progress here. We will start with weapon familiarization. Your first exercise will be to learn a little about aiming and targeting. Step up to the shooting range to the west. The targets are released by using the buttons on the counter. Release the first target and take a few shots with one of the pistols until it is destroyed. Notice the targeting reticle appears when you aim at a target. Aim for a few seconds before firing, you will notice the reticle starts out wide and tightens as you hold. The longer you aim as a target without moving, the greater your accuracy will become. Release the second target and aim before shooting this time.
Come back. Oh, oops. Helps if I press the right button, I guess. I might need to do some adjustments on this map.
Good work. Now proceed to the next area.
I'm here to pick up all munitions and equipment. Thanks for the cooperation, Agent.
I guess the hazmat suit just broke or something?
This is a rifle range. Here, you will learn one of the ways skill level makes a difference in your accuracy. Step up to the shooting range. The targets are released using the buttons on the counter. Release the first target and destroy it with the rifle. Use the rifle scope by pressing the left bracket key to turn the scope on.
Yeah, you'll notice how keyboard setups were pretty wonky back in the day.
Excellent. Now we are going to raise your skill with rifles to master level. Release the second target and destroy it. Good work. As you can see, higher skills give you better range, accuracy, and effectiveness. Proceed to the next area when you are ready.
Hand in your equipment. That's right. No cheating.
There we go.
This is the demolitions training area. First you will learn to use the lamp as a proximity mine. Approach the bay window and you will see a lamp placed on the target board on the black and red wall. Press the first button next to the window and a security bot will be released. Watch as he nears the lamp. Lamps placed on the walls are proximity triggered. This time you will place your own lamp. Take a lamp from the munitions bay and proceed to the red and black wall below.
Try turning down the sensitivity. Hang on.
Get as close to the wall as possible when you place the lamp. If you aren't close enough, the lamp will fall to the ground and detonate. Very good, Agent Denton. You may proceed to the next area for more demolitions training.
You'll need a few extra lamps for the demolitions area. Here, catch.
Next you will need to breach the doors in the hallway. Throw a lamp down to the end of the hall. Once it blows, proceed down the corridor. Notice how the wooden door was destroyed and the metal and barred doors remained. Remember this for future reference. Beyond the destroyed door, you can see a damaged piece of wall you can also breach with a lamp. Try that now. Excellent. Notice that the wall is opened. Look for other weakened walls such as this, and your lamp and other explosives will allow you to breach them. Continue through that breach and on to the next section.
Got to start the next section without arms or tools. Rules are rules.
The area beyond the door is the grenade defusing facility. Here you will learn how to remove planted explosive devices.
This is fun.
At each of the corners of this area, you will find a lamp planted on the wall. You must disarm and remove all 4 lamps before you can proceed to the next section of training. You will need to move up to the lamp quickly and defuse it by right-clicking. A second right-click will remove the lamp from the wall.
Okay, I guarantee I'm about to blow up. Watch this. Oh, hey, okay. Not bad, not bad. You know, I guess I should have been done this training a while ago. I always thought you were supposed to move up to it slow, and I kept on fucking up. So I guess the problem was I was doing it the opposite.
A word of warning, Agent Denton. This was a simulated experience. Real lamps will not be so forgiving. You may proceed to the next area.
Got to start the next section without arms or tools. Rules are rules.
Now you will learn to move quietly and conceal yourself, so that you will be able to avoid the confrontation altogether. The test is simple. Get to the far north door without being spotted by the guards below. If one of them sees you, he will sound an alarm and lock the door.
Goggles allow agents to operate in low-light environments such as offices or labs where illumination might otherwise attract attention. Oh, there. Night vision? That die apparently immediately. Okay. Well, that's kind of useless, don't you think?
Remember, don't let the guards see you. Use the crates for cover and crouch when you move. Always remember the 4 basic tactics to avoid detection. Crouch behind concealment. Stay behind enemies. Move slowly to avoid making noise. And use shadows to conceal yourself. Be alert to every possibility. Very good. I hope you remember this lesson, Agent.
This one
They have
sucks.
assigned us to be partners, and I will not stop to hold your hand and repeat myself when we are facing a real enemy.
Now for the last test. You have to find a way across the river to the exit on the other side. There's more than one way to get there, depending on your approach and the skills you want to use. It's up to you. Make use of the IFF system to identify enemies. The crosshairs will highlight red over enemies, green over allies, and white over neutrals.
I remember getting caught out by this bot several times when I first played this. That wasn't bad.
Step up to each hologram for more info. When you're through, go out the opposite door. A deployment of UNATCO troopers is the central component of all UN peacekeeping occupations.
Sorry, I wanted some coffee.
The NSF, the biggest terrorist threat in the US. This national militia group thinks it is fighting the Second American Revolution. An inexpensive security bot, a favorite of third world countries and corporate security divisions. Not so mobile, but don't be fooled. We've lost plenty of agents to its well-armored assault gun. Like other bots, it's difficult to damage with ordinary bullets. This Page Industries walking turret, marketed to governments worldwide, is the workhorse of most national military forces. Due to the heavy armor, they take little damage from ordinary bullets. If you come up against a bot, you should use an EMP grenade, scrambler grenade, or some kind of explosive. This is the old augmentation technology, hopefully about to be phased out. Notice the reliance on electronics and servo mechanics, a maintenance nightmare. If I had 2 credits for every repair manual they've made me file in my office in the med lab. The Coalition's new nano-augmented agents are nearly indistinguishable from the general population, except that you and your brother don't know how to smile, even for a picture.
Rude, but true. And now... a secret.
Step over to the communicator. There's someone who wants to talk to you.
Manderley likes to hear which agents find this area. They're usually the ones who take terrorists by surprise in the field. Your brother Paul, for instance. All right, carry on. Don't let it go to your head.
Sufficiently impressive, an early success for the whole organization.
Thanks. You from the United Nations?
Your augmentations are a go. The real test comes next. Active duty.
I'm ready, sir.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Who is Bob Page? Okay. Well, that was unexpected. And that's the end of the tutorial. Okay. New game. Realistic. Realistic isn't actually that big of a deal. You do get one shot pretty easily, but you actually... This is one of the games where you also do more damage to the bad guys. So you want to play on realistic because actually, as long as you don't get shot, and I mean, this is this is one of the older style games, so save scumming isn't like, you know, when we did it back in the day, people didn't complain. It was just a thing that you did. So, you know, you quick load if you screw up, but at the same time, it also makes things easier because you hit people harder. So we want to upgrade all the hacking and lockpicking stuff straight out, because you want to be able to actually be able to lockpick and stuff, because that gets you into more areas quicker. So you want to do that, and then like I mentioned before with the baton, with the special baton, I take low tech so you can knock people out. That makes things easier, and also the riot prod, which knocks people out. It hits harder, so you want to take that. There used to be Shifter fixes this, but one of the things in the original game is that you could you downgrade pistol to untrained, and then when you start the game, there was a bug that gave you trained pistols anyway, so it was like a free level in that. You can't do that anymore, but if you ever played the original without mods, then keep that in mind.
Your appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable?
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think. Intelligence indicates they're behind the problems in Paris.
A bunch of pretentious old men playing at running the world. But the world left them behind long ago. We are the future.
We have other problems.
UNATCO?
Formed by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He's relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience, and their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The augmentation project?
Among other things, but I must admit that I have been somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit.
The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparation and will be operational within 6 months. My people will continue to report on its progress. Necessary, the primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again. A new age. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill. Soon that city will be a reality, and we will be crowned its kings. Not better than kings. Gods.
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Paul, I thought you were in Hong Kong. Welcome to the Coalition, JC. I might as well start using your code name. Think I'd miss my brother's first day? Didn't think you'd have a choice. What's going on? The NSF. They hit one of our shipments. A few of them got away, but we trapped the rest in the statue. What are we waiting for? Looks like a textbook assault. The NSF took one of our agents hostage. The bots are holding the perimeter, but my orders are to hold back and send you in alone. I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation.
All I've got with me is a pistol and an electric prod.
I don't mind a test, but UNATCO better issue some hardware. Remember that we're police. Stick with the prod. It'll stun your opponents or knock them unconscious. A non-lethal takedown is always the most silent way to eliminate resistance. Just in case, though, Manderley wants you to pick an additional weapon. A sniper rifle, a GEP gun, or a mini crossbow.
Now this one is kind of a trap, because you can find a guy with a... You can pick up a rifle and a crossbow in the level. You can't get a GEP gun for several missions after this, so you always want to take the GEP gun.
Never know when I might come up against some heavy armor. Give me the GEP gun. The GEP gun might be useful. They have a security bot on patrol near the statue entrance. Great. What's the first move? Map of the island. If you can get to the north dock, a UNATCO informant will give you a key to the statue doors. He responds to the code phrase, iron and copper. You could avoid a lot of fighting, though, if you found a back way to the statue. I'll see how it looks on shore. Your primary objective is the makeshift command center the terrorists have installed at the top of the statue, but don't forget about Agent Herman. We think he's being held on the ground floor. What are my orders when I reach the command center? Interrogate the leader. We don't yet know why the terrorists would risk an open assault.
NSF everywhere, JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight. A UNATCO informant on the North Dock can get you inside the statue. Look for a bum. Identify yourself with the phrase, iron and copper.
Thing about... I mentioned earlier...
I think we've got
baton,
fascist.
if you
want to make a covert approach, remember the Academy stealth course. Stay out of their field of view, walk slowly to stay quiet, and crouch behind cover. Or if you have to get your hands dirty, remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown.
Now, I mentioned before about the special baton you can get if you do all lethal for the first couple missions. That does not apply if you get everybody else to do the shit for you. So sometimes it's just easier to lead the bad guys into someone else's line of fire to get them to kill the bad guys. Oh, okay. If you see on the top in the message box, it says you have a better weapon. That is one of the things that Shifter does, because otherwise, like, the game just automatically tries to get you to pick up every fucking thing in the game, and it comes in handy. It comes in handy later. And also, there's a couple of these hidden around UNATCO Island, which, as you can see, is actually the Statue of Liberty. You have to go there eventually, so we'll talk more about that later. But there's a couple of these around the island. You shouldn't really need it at all, but it's there. Also, I need this inventory. Fortunately, you can't, like, there's no blacklist of items, so if you have extra inventory and there's always stupid stuff like cigarettes, well, then you're always just gonna pick up cigarettes. Did I set this up right? I guess those are backwards. Hearing, multi-tool, lockpick, health, file sub. Oh. No. This is why I might just go back to keyboard and mouse. I wanted to use a controller because it's easier for my Okay, the thing for one-shotting guys is that you have to hit them like in the small of their back for it to be a one-shot, which is kind of annoying. Anyways, the way I have a very ghetto setup here for my keyboard and the microphone and stuff, and it'd just be easier for the microphone not to pick up keyboard sounds if I can use my game.
Freight base is under lockdown till the danger's gone, Agent Denton.
Right. How you guys holding up?
UNATCO command made us pull back. I guess for Gunther's sake. What's the deal? We're ready to go in.
We're taking a minimum force approach. We're cops, after all.
Ask me. I think we should frag them all. You trespass on UNATCO property, you get pumped full of lead.
When due process fails us, we really do live in a world of terror.
Whoa.
Thought you nanowogs were supposed to be badass killing machines. Guess I was wrong.
Guess so.
Some advice. You get out there, you're gonna have to tangle with some real sons of bitches. Best thing is to pick them off from 50 or 100 paces with a scope. I scored an extra one from a couple of thugs we dropped down by the dock. You can have it for 700 credits. I also picked up some 10mm ammo and some crossbow darts. Say 200 for one and 60 for the other.
Shouldn't you turn that stuff over to the quartermaster?
Sure, I will. As long as command has the rest of us on parade drill, someone might as well put this hardware to use.
I'll check back with you later.
Ideally, I will get through this entire mission without firing shots, and I will pick up a lot of ammo.
Welcome
so I
aboard,
shouldn't need to
Agent.
buy anything. Now, for the younger crowd, is probably not familiar with this meme, but immersive sims, they always need to have the code 0451, and it is because of this door. The first code in the game is 0451, and many games reference this by having a code 0451 in it. And honestly, it's just faster to hack this than it is to actually type that shit in. Or maybe it's not, but it feels like it.
Everything was clear an hour ago. Then, boom!
Fascist. I'm hit!
Be careful. The NSF has set up patchwork security systems here.
Okay, well, that went pretty poorly. Good thing I just saved it. Well, that barely ever happened. That's pretty crazy. I can't even remember the last time I've died in this level. That's pretty sad. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to do keyboard and mouse and suffer the consequences. It's pretty ridiculous.
Be careful. The NSF has set up patchwork security systems here.
Yeah, see, and one of the other, like I mentioned, it's smash the stick. The shifter mod adds experience for when you knock out people. which is like in the original game you really don't get all that much experience, and it's hard to actually level stuff up. So even with all the experience I get from this extra experience, you still aren't able to level up everything. So it's...
The NSF put a commercial-grade security bot in this area. You can either avoid its patrol route, or, if you're feeling lucky, try and take it out with the EMP grenades or explosives. I wouldn't recommend taking it on with small arms.
So, I mean, the experience that you get isn't really a cheat mode or anything to, like, turn into a god, but it does let you level up more stuff, which is why one of the big reasons I like using it. Just cheated and used my mouse right there. Oh, and now this... Fuck. Got that guy over there. Yeah. See, and that's the guy with the rifle that you can get. Huh? Just reload. What? What? Yeah, okay, that's better. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. We aren't gonna be using the pistol, but we need to keep it for Agent Herman. If we give Herman a pistol when we rescue him, he's pretty happy about it. You don't see me? This is an illusion.
Take him out. Never killed a cat before.
Oh my god. Okay. You know what? I'm dumping the control. Fuck this. This is embarrassing. Killed multiple times on the first fucking look, you know how many times I've played this game? This cannot be happening. Okay. Oh my goodness. Actually, hang on. I need to adjust. Okay.
The NSF put a commercial-grade security bot in this area. You can either avoid its patrol route, or, if you're feeling lucky, try and take it out with the EMP grenades or explosives. I wouldn't recommend taking it on with small arms.
I can't even remember what's in there. I know it's there, but I can't, like, it's the last time I've opened it. Just go away. Not doing that again. Okay. Excuse me.
It all happened an hour ago. The barge docked and the NSF moved right on in. Offloading the cargo into speedboats.
I saw
Our
somebody.
undercover man Harley Philbin
Maybe
should be
just a
somewhere
hobo.
out on the docks now.
Save me, Mr. Robot, save me. I'm sure this is how drone operators justify to themselves. The soy food I actually do need. That will come into play in probably like an hour or so. Actually, it'll probably be next stream.
About time you showed up. Iron and copper. The statue is copper on an iron frame, right? Password's enough, pal. Don't think you know something about the lady I don't. My dad did tours out here. I heard that you can get me inside. Depends. You get your man out, take back the statue, whatever. But I know the commander and I don't want to see him get hurt. Here's a picture so you don't make a mistake. You can trust me. I'll take your word. Here's the key to the front entrance. The commander's not much of a soldier. He'll surrender as soon as he sees you. I need him alive because he's my main contact at the NSF. If he's dead, I don't have much of a business. Thanks. You with Philbin?
I get a cut for bringing him over.
Tell me what you know about the NSF operation.
I'm not that high level. The more elite troops, they're the ones that took over the ship and unloaded it into speedboats. I think we're supposed to be a diversion.
The ship?
That's all I know. The commander gave me a 10mm clip, a box of 30-06 ammo, and some crossbow darts and said keep your head down. Like I'm gonna take on your NATCO troops. Want 'em? You can have the clip for 175, the 30-06 for 300, and the darts for 50. But if I was you, I'd avoid a head-on attack altogether and not even use the key Philbin got. I'd go in the statue from the back. Less security that way.
No thanks.
You would have no way of knowing this was down here unless you're looking, but there's a boat, and this boat is holding some good items. I think technically you're supposed to swim down there and unlock with the keys, with the lockpick, but that's really fucking annoying. And you have to swim back up and get air before you can swim back down and get stuff. So we're just not gonna do it. And it's not like I'm using these this rocket ammo for anything else. Really need that. We need... Oh. Dump the goggles. Useless. And let's get out of here before I drown. Listen, I am not afraid of saving all the time.
This power box must have been damaged in the raid. Don't cross through the arcs. I'm also picking up an EMP field here. If you're not careful, it'll suck away your bioelectrical energy.
Gotta use mods. We've got reload. It's flip. X. Flip. Laser. Okay, now technically I don't really need to go over on the side of the level, but just for completion's sake, there is a conversation over here that's worth listening to. If I can get there without them spotting me, since I'm coming in from the wrong direction.
That's the difference right there. Just take a look at him.
Bad?
They cut off.
I think we've got an intruder.
Oh my god. Man, you know how many times I've played this game and I just never had a problem doing any of this? This is embarrassing.
That's the difference right there. Just take a look at him.
Bad?
They cut off his arm, replaced half his face.
Herman, right? He's a good soldier. Killed 3 of our men.
They'd have replaced his whole body if it would have improved performance. If that's how you judge a man, by performance, then eventually it's not about people, but upgrades, versions, functionality.
All I know is we could use a few mechs for ops like this.
Soon as we buy into the cult of the machine, we're just like them.
Rhetoric. Always more rhetoric.
Now we're gonna take that woman's advice and go up the back way. Because it is easier. I mean, I guess I knocked out all the guards and destroyed the robot and everything. But this way you can get around to knocking out the guards up here easier. Technically, you don't even need to knock out all these guards if you don't want to, but it was, I guess, especially less of an issue if you're not playing shifter mod, or if you're playing a different mod that doesn't add experience for taking out guys. But since you do get extra experience for taking out guys, I find it worthwhile, especially in the beginning levels when it's a little bit easier to gain experience by clearing out all these guys, or most of them anyways. Oh wow. Okay. Well, definitely feels like I cheated a little on those. This guy takes forever to walk away. So how's y'all's day going? Everybody enjoying Saturday?
Huh? I got this. Now this is what I signed on for.
Son, oh my god, guys, I don't think you understand how fucking, oh my god. And I didn't save it, of course. This is so embarrassing. It's like, I've played this game so many times, and I have, like, I cannot remember the last time that I died even a single time doing this mission. I played this last night as, like, a test stream just to see how things were going, and I went through this in, like, 20 minutes because I didn't die at all or do anything. Ugh, man, what the fuck? This is so stupid. This is the introduction level. Like, this is the tutorial area. Like, ugh. I can hear it out of my left ear right now. And switching over to the right, there's a camera behind this wall over here.
security setup is strictly amateur stuff. Keep an eye out for ways to bypass it. These old pre-millennial buildings are riddled with ventilation shafts
swear
and
I heard
maintenance
something.
tunnels.
Tracking that guard was not actually intentional, but it does help. That's one less guy to have to get out of here. Get out of there in a moment. This place is kind of, I don't want to call it a trap, but like it gives you a chair and it seems like you could jump up over this thing to get beyond those boxes, but you just can't jump on the chair. It won't let you. So this one's a little bit tricky because there's a guy in the chair and there's a camera.
Gunther's in that room, one of our top agents.
So, like, you have to go and knock out the guy, or I guess shoot him if you're doing lethal. And then you have to come back before the camera sees you, and then you have to run over there and start hacking the terminal.
Is someone there?
Daedalus. See that? That's gonna come into play much later.
Glad you're not hurt, Agent.
Command should not have left us to be surrounded.
Risk is part of the job. I think you lucked out this time.
Agent Navarra and I were ready to go in, but for no reason they said pull back. I do not retreat. Please give me a weapon and move out of the way.
As you wish. Take my pistol.
That will be adequate. I will secure this level. You proceed up the stairs to the command center at the top.
I'll have to close the door behind him, even though I'm right there. And I guess technically I could have wasted a multi-tool on unlocking that laser grid to get around it, but I'd rather keep the multi-tool. sorry to whoever account I just stole money from. But you are an NPC and don't matter.
Did they find the shipment? Yeah, we got the whole supply. You can see the ship's lights crossing the bay. Guess y'all were right. So why aren't we pulling out? Mike's on the horn. Jojo wants a lead on the distribution network. Hell, we don't have enough men to protect what we've got. That's what Jojo wants. I wonder, how does a guy with a tattooed forehead get to be an NSF colonel? Pardon me, but back in Alabama, we wouldn't let a man who wears earrings plan a military operation. I'd watch what I say about Jojo. He's got a temper. He's a punk and he's gonna get us all killed. The NSF is strong because it represents everyone's interests. Yeah.
Okay, now to get rid of both of these guys at once, you could shoot them, you could throw a grenade at them, or if you want to do it non-lethally, pretty much the best option right now is to use the plasma or the gas canister. Well, I guess that was better than dying in one shot. Okay, I just want to try this, because I thought you were supposed to go slow and that always fucked up, but since we just did the tutorial and you're supposed to run up to it, let's try it. It turned out that no, that was not it. Okay, whatever.
Gunther has re-established contact. He says you helped him escape. Good work. Some news, JC. The NSF targeted a shipment of the plague vaccine Ambrosia. We can't locate it. See if the leader will surrender when you reach the command post. We'd like to interrogate him.
I got this.
That seems like the optimal solution.
Easy. We want you to take this one alive and conscious. Find out what you can about the shipment, then turn him over to one of the troopers.
Wait, hang on. That's what.
Don't shoot. I surrender.
So you think you know better than FEMA what to do with this month's Ambrosia shipment?
You're too late. It's on its way back to the people, and you can't do a damn thing about it.
Tell me about the shipment, and I'll order the troops to pick you up as a prisoner instead of a corpse.
Ask away. We already won this round.
Where are you taking it?
We're just giving ordinary people the same chance to survive as the bureaucrats in Washington.
You'll have to unload in New York because the choppers would spot you at sea.
I think the government made the plague on purpose to get rid of the population growth.
Well done. I will pass on your orders to the troopers. Report back to base on the west side of the island. Mission complete.
Now, something about this section right here is...
The chief finally let us loose. We were right behind you and cut through them like a hot knife through butter.
Well, you weren't supposed to do that. I was doing this non-lethal. But anyways, this is how you can find out that there will be many, many extra conversations.
I'll take it from here.
That you can engage in if you choose to. Like, the conversation is technically over, but if you right-click on him again...
Just answer the question.
Don't believe me? It's all in the numbers. For 100 years, there's been a conspiracy of plutocrats against ordinary people.
Do you have a single fact to back that up?
Number one, in 1945, corporations paid 50% of federal taxes. Now they pay about 5%. Number two, in 1900, 90% of Americans were self-employed. Now it's about 2%.
So?
It's called consolidation. Strengthen governments and corporations, weaken individuals. With taxes, this can be done imperceptibly over time.
Starting to sound a little familiar, huh?
I guarantee you that the interrogation staff at UNATCO will not be as forbearing as I am.
Yeah, the secret police. You're just bullies for a completely illegitimate government in Washington.
We will locate that shipment one way or another.
The entire executive branch is handpicked. 19 of the last 23 U.S. presidents have been members of the Trilateral Commission. The Trilateral Commission is financed by the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. Don't tell me.
That's a think tank. Anyone can become a member.
But not everyone does. That's why they call it the secret government.
And see, this is where it kind of loses it. I mean, this was probably a little more true back in the 90s and stuff, but definitely not so true nowadays. Or, I guess, it is true, but it's a different type. You're talking about, like, the Heritage Foundation and right-wing think tanks, and not like these, not the secret government type think tanks.
Never should have
transferred. You can't fight ideas with bullets. Did you ever ask what it's for? The surveillance, the police, the shoot-on-sight laws. Is that freedom? UNATCO teaches teenagers to fight when it still seems like a game. And look at you. You're a killing machine. Who's the scary one, huh? Me or you? The more of us you kill, the more that secessionism lives in the hearts of the people.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty relevant soon.
Ever wonder why big car companies pay 2% tax while the guys on the assembly line pay 40%? Corporations are so big you don't even know who you're working for. That's terror. Terror built into the system. UNATCO teaches teenagers to fight when it still seems like a game. And look at you. You're a killing machine. Ever wonder why big car companies pay 2% tax while the guys on the assembly line pay 40%?
Good work, Agent.
Okay. Just had to check on the Swift. Make sure. No, I'm just gonna rocket this thing and see what's it. Because I can't remember. I don't think it's anything that I actually need. I guess I got land I can spare too. I guess 100 credits isn't bad. I'm not going to be using that lamb anyway, so why not? Not terribly important, but not bad.
Minimum force won't work in the city. You better take some hardware.
No.
I'll check back with you later. We've got the island secured. How did things look in the statue? The leader surrendered. So they were after Ambrosia. A month's supply for the East Coast. We think they've taken it back to the city. I didn't know UNATCO handled the Ambrosia distribution. Manderley will brief us shortly. UNATCO makes sure the limited supply of vaccine gets to government agencies and key industries. It's good to finally see some action. Just keep a level head. You're doing well so far. Now get inside. I'll meet you in Manderley's office, level 2.
Yeah, how bitterly ironic that in real life, The president is defying Congress to not pay stuff.
Way to go, sir. I thought Gunther was a goner.
0451.
Check in with Manderley on level 2.
Come on in. The retinal scanner can read blood vessel patterns right through your sunglasses.
That's convenient.
Remember that Mr. Manderley wants to see you. Level 2. His secretary, Janice Reed, has your login and password.
Good work out there, Mr. Denton. Mr. Manderley said you handled yourself nicely. Welcome to UNATCO HQ. Our little family keeps getting bigger.
Is Mr. Manderley available?
Yes, go right in. By the way, your computer account is ready. Log in JCD, password Bionic Man.
Reporting for duty, sir.
The man himself. Splendid. Do accept my apologies about the situation topside?
A refreshing change from the academy, sir.
Don't despise training, my boy. Even you would be worthless without the shaping touch of drills and studies.
So the NSF took a shipment of the ambrosia vaccine? Give me a chopper and a pilot and I'll handle it.
I'm sure you could. Yes, indeed. But we're having your brother head up the recovery team. You'll work with Agent Anna Navarra. Why don't we meet when you've seen Jaime for a medical checkup and received your equipment from Sam Carter? You'll be briefed at that time.
Yes, sir.
Grow up, JC. The Med Center and Armory are on level 3.
JC. Mind if I call you JC?
This doesn't have anything really important for now, but when you return, spoilers, you return, but when you return, there's going to be a couple upgrades in here.
Are you sure you pressed the right button?
I do not make mistakes of that kind.
Your hand might have slipped.
No, I wanted orange. It gave me lemon lime.
The machine would not make a mistake.
It's the maintenance man. He knows I like orange.
So you think the staff has some kind of plot?
Yes, they do that on purpose.
My new partner, J.C. Denton. Don't tell me you're going to wear those sunglasses during a night operation.
My vision is augmented.
At least it is a way that we know when it's not Paul.
Forgive my interruption. I just wanted to say that I look forward to working with you, Agent Navarra. Could you tell me how to find Jaime's office?
I do not expect you to perform as well as Agent Herman, but the mission will require us to do more than frighten the NSF with our baggy coats that make us look bigger than we really are.
I am prepared to perform my duties.
He will not be the equivalent of his brother. I have seen that he knows the procedure of a good offensive.
Let us hope you are right.
I won't let you down, Agent.
Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to go see the Statue of Liberty's head for the small conversation. Oops.
you found your office. Did Janice give you your login? Yes, I see here that she did.
Thanks to whoever brought me cigarettes, I guess.
Hell of a first day.
Hey, I'm trying to work.
I've got work to do.
Sure, I'm supposed to be able to pick that up. Pick that up. Unlock that door.
Well, that was a close one up there.
I have to prepare for the mission.
As you might notice, there is a lot of extra world-building material around.
At ease, Agent Denton.
General Carter, I read about the Merced operation in school. This is a great honor.
I'm not a general anymore. Just call me Carter.
I can't believe what the NSF did to your family.
Enough of that, soldier. We each have our troubles. I lost my children, but you've had to grow up without your parents, which requires more courage. I don't think it matters.
My parents died in a car accident. That's different.
I said that's enough. You have your own op and time is short. How about I issue you a stealth pistol?
Sorry, sir, I can't carry anything else right now.
Hold up. Up that. Yes, we can drop those. Those are lethal anyways, so I don't know.
So let's see. A stealth pistol and... what else do you think you'll need?
Can you spare a nanotech tech tool?
A man who uses his head. I like that. Now move out. Manderley's waiting.
Hey, what about that guy out front selling munitions? Is that allowed?
Oh, Kaplan, right. We've got some screwballs around here, but he's not the problem. It's whoever's been breaking into the armory.
Someone at UNATCO's a thief?
Yes, sir. And a damn good one.
Sorry, apparently my mic just picked up my neighbor upstairs stomping around. Now, there is a gag. If you walk into the women's restroom, there's a woman in there who will freak out and tell JC to get out, understandably. And then the next time you go see Mr. Vanderly, he will tell you to stop being a weird pervert who goes into women's bathrooms. But we're not going to do that because that's being a weird pervert.
You're getting warm. You're red hot. Looks like you found me.
Also, if you hack this terminal right here, Alex Jacobson, 2001. 2001.
Like leading a mouse to cheese. This thing is starting to give me a headache. Don't worry, we shut it down when you go off duty. I guess I'll get used to it. I'm Alex Jacobson, communications engineer. I suppose you already know who I am. Getting there. You're certainly quicker on the uptake than your brother Paul ever was. Thanks.
You feel okay, JC? You're acting strange.
Would you know? We've known each other for about 20 seconds. And, surprise, surprise. What is this? A secret? With ammunition and supplies? Wasn't General Carter just saying something about this? Wait.
Hey, JC.
You look like the real thing. They actually let you operate on people?
Just fixed Gunther's knee, in fact. A sticky actuator. So far, I feel more like a mechanic than a doctor.
I'm impressed.
They actually let you point a gun at people.
We'll have to catch up later. I've got to leave for New York right away. Could you send Manderley whatever it is he wants?
No problem. Listen, JC, about your augmentations. You know they're preparing to roll out the technology worldwide, right?
As long as I don't turn green and grow a pair of antennas, as I understand it.
Yeah, well, the design's pretty modular, which means you'll soon have access to upgrades from standard augmentation canisters.
I think I picked one of those up at the top of the statue.
Maybe you did. My order from VersaLife was on the ship the NSF captured. You'll need to take it to one of the medbas for installation.
I'll do that.
The canisters contain a colloid of ROM modules. Some are generic upgrades, others require you to make permanent choices about how to configure one of your subsystems.
It's about time they implemented some of this stuff.
Report to Manderley. He told me to send you back to him on the double.
Careful.
This isn't terribly important at the moment, or the key that I picked up, but there will be some pretty good items in here later on. And now we get our first augmentation. Now, the thing about the augmentations with Deus Ex is that you get there's just a whole bunch of them, but a lot of them are just like completely worthless. Pretty much, or I guess some of them are more useful depending on what kind of playstyle you want. Like if you're doing stealth or non-lethal, or if you're doing like guns and stuff like that. But some of them are just like completely trap items that you don't want. So like here we have microfibril muscle, which it allows you to lift heavy objects, which means you can lift like heavy boxes and stuff to climb up into certain areas or remove them away from like hidden doors and stuff like that. So this is pretty fucking This one, yeah, it's a discharging bursts of static electricity during hand-to-hand combat. This is like super useless, so you never wanna use that. This one is like you will use this all the time you're in the game. So it's something to keep in mind if you're. Oh, actually, I should.
Didn't know the NSF had so many people in it.
Now I am going to call it right here before we start the next mission, because I want lunch. And I've been streaming for about almost 2 hours now, so I feel like this is a good place to stop. So thank you for watching, and we will continue on to the next mission in New York, Battery Park. See you next time.